He is a talented artist who excels in both film and music. His original soundtracks, OSTs, have dominated the charts of numerous online blockbusters. He rose from being a street performer to gracing the stage of the CCTV Spring Festival Gala. Yet, he remains a controversial figure shadowed by countless prejudices. His abilities were questioned due to his origins as an internet celebrity. When he transitioned into acting, he faced mockery from industry experts. From a live-streaming singer on the old streets of Dandong, to a challenger on the stage of The Singer, he has now taken on leading roles in historical dramas and become a versatile artist decorated with major music awards. Today, we will talk about how Liu Yuning navigated through both acclaim and interrogation, building his career step by step to become a quintessential role model for those striving against the current. Liu Yuning's childhood was filled with the hardships of an ordinary person. When he was 4 years old, his father passed away. After his mother remarried, he lived with his paternal grandparents. Life was an immense struggle. His grandmother only dared to eat pork, and it was only on Sundays when he visited his mother that he could finally enjoy the braised chicken he constantly craved. New clothes were an even greater luxury. He would wait an entire year just for a new outfit at Lunar New Year. The warmth that others take for granted was a rarity in his childhood. Those difficult circumstances taught him a life lesson from a young age: if you want something, you must give it your all. After graduating from junior high, he enrolled in a vocational school to study cooking, not because he dreamed of being a chef, but simply because he wanted a trade so he wouldn't starve. Later, he worked as a waiter, a clothing salesman, and a hired singer in bars. Having hustled through various jobs, the only thing he never let go of was the microphone and the musical dream in his heart. In 2014, Liu Yuning and his friends formed the band Modern Brothers and began live-streaming their singing on social media platforms. In 2017, they moved from indoors to the old streets of Dandong. The seeds of music began to take root and sprout on those rugged stone paths. The old street wasn't as bustling then as it is now. Most of the people surrounding them were elderly residents out for a stroll. Occasionally, a passerby would stop, listen to a few lines, and then hurry away. They didn't have professional sound equipment, they relied solely on a guitar and a simple microphone to hold their ground. In the bone-chilling winds of winter, when his fingers were too frozen to press the strings, he would rub his hands together and keep singing. In the scorching heat of summer, with sweat soaking his shirt, they persisted in live-streaming every day, song after song, occasionally chatting with the crowd in a northeast accent. There was no gloss, no script, only the noise of the city and the surrounding fans. This somewhat raw authenticity, in an online world full of magical beauty filters, became his sharpest weapon. The wave of the internet finally rewarded this persistent young man. During the explosion of the short video era, Modern Brothers seized the opportunity. After joining the platform, clips of their live-streamed singing were shared massively. A cover of the song To Tell the Truth suddenly went viral, hitting 100 million views with just one video. Shortly after, covers like Runaway Horse and The Answer also made waves. In just 1 month, the following for him and the band skyrocketed by 18 million. More and more people came to know this band from the old streets and its lead singer, Liu Yuning. The audience evolved from local uncles and aunts to young people from all over the country who flew to Dandong just to hear him sing one song. The old street eventually became packed with fans, leaving no gaps. That once obscure corner became the most vibrant stage. From a street singer to an internet sensation, Liu Yuning's life turned a new page overnight. But unlike internet celebrities who only know how to live-stream for sales, Liu Yuning held on to his obsession with music. He didn't want to just be a pretty boy with high traffic, he wanted to be a recognized, true singer. In 2018, the song Toast to the Past helped the former busker completely transform from an internet celebrity into a professional singer. As the host for the drama C, his signature husky and powerful voice perfectly captured the passion of a proud youth. The song blew up immediately upon release, and he eventually won the Media Recommended OST Award at the ARC Chinese Top 10 Awards. This was the brick that knocked on the door of the mainstream music industry. However, the path to a breakthrough was never a fairy tale. When entering the mainstream music scene, the internet celebrity label became a rigid barrier and an invitation full of contempt. Applause and suspicion always arrived at the same time. Those who liked him loved his unpolished, world-weary sincerity. Those who hated him summarized it in one sentence: what kind of talent could an internet celebrity possibly have? When he participated in The Singer, social media was flooded with criticism telling him don't come here just for the fame. In the face of those words, Liu Yuning did not offer excuses. He poured all his emotions into his voice. He knew he lacked formal training, so his only option was to work harder than everyone else. He meticulously polished every syllable during recordings, stayed humble while learning from seniors on shows, and gave his absolute best even on the smallest stages. From that moment on, a will burned within him, not to compete with anyone, but to prove that someone from the internet can stand firm through sheer talent. The turning point often comes from the most unexpected fields. While some were still debating whether his title as a singer was legitimate, he detoured toward the film set. At the time, this looked like neglecting his proper business. An amateur was bound to face countless challenges. His first role was Wei Chenfeng in Hot Blood Youth, a supporting character who gradually turns to the dark side. To play this role well, he stayed on set all day to observe his seniors acting and how they immersed themselves in their characters. During breaks, he would clutch his script and pore over the lines, noting anything he didn't understand to ask the director and other actors. Despite it being his first time acting, his sincerity and effort allowed him to vividly portray the character's initial naivety and passion, followed by his later loneliness and stubbornness, making the audience remember this young man with eyes full of stories. The success that truly established his acting career was the role of the loyal and stoic guard Howda in the Long Ballad. To embody this role, he not only tried his hand at historical costumes and horseback riding for the first time but also dubbed his own character. He refined every small detail, accurately conveying his coldness during missions and his tenderness toward Lilian through subtle facial expressions. The Hao Yang couple became a sensation, with their charm even rivaling that of the main leads. Liu Yuning proved he wasn't there just to leech resources. From the spirited Ning Yuan's Hao in A Journey to Love, the Ning Yuan's Hao of the Six Realms Hall, to the steady Wei Xiao in The Legend of Shenli, he used vivid performances to shatter the public's prejudice regarding internet celebrities entering the acting world. While filming, he never neglected his primary profession, music. On the contrary, the two supported each other. In music, he became an OST hit machine, lending his voice to dozens of popular dramas every year, with many songs topping the charts and creating a trend where listening to the music makes you have to binge the show. In film, he defied the odds, rising from supporting roles to the male lead, completing his transformation from an outsider to a powerhouse actor. In variety shows, his approachable personality and sense of humor won over the public, making him a highlight of many programs. Most precious of all is that he has always maintained his clarity. Even after becoming incredibly famous, he persists in live streaming, facing feedback and controversy directly without ever appearing arrogant. From an anonymous singer on the old streets of Dandong to a talented artist repeatedly appearing on the Spring Festival Gala, and from a doubted rookie to an actor with multiple hit works, Liu Yuning's journey against the current did not happen overnight. Those freezing winter days and scorching summer sun on the street, the long nights sacrificed for his roles, and his calm steadfastness in the face of scandal, all of these have become his most precious medals. He uses his own experience to tell everyone, background is not a barrier, prejudice can be dismantled by your own hands. The stage of life can always be rebuilt. From Liu Yuning's journey of ups and downs, we realize that a low starting point is never a life sentence for the future, but rather a launch pad for the strongest of wills. His life teaches us a lesson about accepting reality without resigning to fate. Just as he learned to cook to not starve before picking up a microphone, we each need to understand that being practical about life does not conflict with nurturing a dream. Sometimes, the most ordinary jobs are the source of the resilience needed to keep us from falling during the storms of public opinion later on. His career is also a powerful testament to the value of time-honed skill and sincerity. In an era where fame can come overnight through magical filters, Liu Yuning chose to stand in the middle of an old street, singing with real ability and facing his audience directly through unscripted live streams. It reminds us that the core value of a person lies not in the title of internet celebrity or artist, but in a serious attitude toward one's work. When he meticulously learned to ride horses, dubbed his own lines, or stayed on set to observe his seniors, he used dictions to shatter prejudice instead of words to make excuses. Finally, the greatest lesson is maintaining clarity amidst the spotlight. Even when standing on the biggest stages, he maintains the habit of live streaming to listen to feedback, keeping his feet on the ground. This teaches us about humility. The true pinnacle of success is not when you have reached a position where no one can touch you, but when you are strong enough to protect your personal identity and never forget your roots. The stage of life is inherently fair. It may not give you a brilliant start, but it will always reserve a place for those who dare to strive against the current with a steadfast heart and a mind that never stops learning. We hope that Liu Yuning's courageous journey against the current has provided you with positive energy to persevere with your own dreams. If you love this multi-talented artist, or simply feel inspired by that unceasing effort, don't hesitate to leave a comment sharing your thoughts below. Every one of your opinions is the motivation for this channel to continue bringing you other inspiring stories. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss our next authentic portrayals of resilient figures.